Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We are here with your program Islam in the Contemporary World. Today we will be discussing about very important issue, Islam and professional ethics. What is meant by professional ethics? Naturally, everybody who is living in this world, he or she would be seeing that he or she would be having their own connectivity with their professionalism or professional excellence. But how Islam deals with professional excellence and professional relationship. But first we would deal what is the term of professionalism. Professionalism is naturally an orientation of an individual. We every day have relationship with government offices, public sectors and private sectors. Even in our society we have relationship with other brothers and sisters. But there are some norms, there are some basic principles which are the basis of strong community communication and relationship of humanity. And community naturally needs a lot of explanation regarding interaction with each other. In this connection, while we go to hospital, courts, schools, colleges, so on and so forth, just to name, everywhere we'll find people. And these people would be having their own mindset, their professional behavior and their interaction. They may be working for NGOs, non-profit organizations. Sometimes they'll be having their own relationship for governmental relationship or governmental promotion or governmental decision-making powers. So all these relate to professional ethics. Sometimes you say civil bureaucracy, sometimes you say military bureaucracy. Even these two important institutions have their professionalism. So we summarize that professionalism is a sort of our attitude, our behavior, which tell us how to live and communicate with others. This is a major issue. But in Islam, while we see, naturally we see that there is a term of professionalism, like Imam Ghazali, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Azam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah ta'ala, even Imam Muhammad al-Shibani and Qazi Abu Yusuf, they use the term of professionalism or public administration. All these renowned scholars, they concentrated how to make a bridge between Muslim and non-Muslim world based on honesty, respect and community profit. In this connection, we have invited two important guests here who would be telling us the terms, details and their own professional experiences. They would be naturally sharing with us. Our first guest, who is noted for his scientific approach and services rendered for scientific world. He is a professor of biochemistry and biotechnology, and he is a senior professor of University of Karachi, Pakistan. I mean Professor Dr. Abid Azhar. Professor Dr. Abid Azhar, we welcome you in our program Islam in the Contemporary World.
Pleasure.
My dear brothers and sisters, our second guest is also very important personality. He is professionally, he is an attorney, a lawyer, and he is a senior lawyer who works for High Court, Pakistan High Court and Pakistan Supreme Court. He is a former Deputy Attorney General of Pakistan. I mean Chaudhry Muhammad Iqbal. Mr. Chaudhry Muhammad Iqbal, we welcome you in our program, Islam in the Contemporary World. So, naturally, Professor Dr. Abid Azhar Sahab, what is meant by professionalism?
Well, you had put it in a very straight words that professionalism means the attitude of an individual during his professional career towards his profession. Now this profession may be starting from a very humble kind of services it renders to the society, like a worker in a factory, in an industry, to a very highly skilled computer profession, to an educationist, to a scientist. So in every discipline of life, wherever a person is dealing with the individuals, with his own tools that he uses in the industry, with the equipments and the books and literature and every component of his professional life, the attitude that he has towards it is called the professionalism.
You think professionalism is an essential part of community?
Well,
without professionalism, we can go for success, or
it can go either way. Professionalism and non-professionalism. You can have very good professionals with very non-professional attitude, and that could render them useless for that particular profession. And some people who are less skilled and less trained with greater professional skills, and they could become more successful in their own disciplines of life. So this is true that the society would also have a professional approach collectively if more individuals are professional. I mean, you can look at this from different perspectives. Look at sports, for example. One particular team of cricket that is playing cricket may have individuals with better skills, but because of their professional or unprofessionalism, they are not performing that well. On the other hand, a team with the lesser skilled players, because of their true professionalism, they would perform better. So the performance would really be determined by the true professionalism of the individuals that are involved in that particular profession.
Mr. Chaudhry Mohammad Iqbal Sahab, you are a senior advocate. There are so many people in Pakistan, they always say that among attorneys or advocates, we don't find any professional excellence, or there are so many problems, and they promise but they don't go for that. You think this is true, or just because they are not fully aware of the responsibility of an attorney or professionalism, that's why they think like?
I believe, to start with, that what is professionalism?
Okay.
It is code which oneself applies on his own. If a liar, he has to be first honest, professional to him also. He should look after for his respect, his knowledge, his acumen, his assistance to the court, and especially the help to his client, because he is paid for it.
Yeah.
Professionalism becomes really a characteristic for a person for which he is known. A shoemaker, it may be a mason. First impression would be that this is really a good professionalism work. It is devotion which you put in. It is someone's own self which he bring in, and ultimately it comes out that he is a good and true professional. Such like advocates, your example is that generally now people are taking things in very light way. Shortcut approach.
What do you mean by shortcut approach?
Shortcut approach is that they would not go to a good professional liar, reputed professional liar. He would go to a quick and unethical advocate who has no respect for his profession. And he would not go by the ethics and rules and professionalism which is meant for us, which regulate our own self. How I have to behave in court, how I have to dress myself, how I have to address the court, how I have to respect, how I have to sit, and that will reflect my true professionalism.
Could you refer some basic norms of Islamic or Muslim advocacy, or how was a character of advocate with reference to Islamic country or Islamic community or Islamic culture? Do you have any idea about that?
We have read in our books Islamic law, and
like the concept of Qazi, justice,
concept of
Sharia
Qazi,
law.
Sharia law,
Yeah.
and it was developed in a way that Muslim family law ordinance was brought in. Then it was made an act in 1964 by Ayub Khan. That regulates the relation between husband and wife, the relation between children and their parents, law of inheritance, custody of children, maintenance of wife, jactitation,
So,
and recovery of article, and
mean-
jaheez, and etc. etc.
you mean that this family ordinance has elaborated basic norms of
Basic
family.
norms.
So we'll be continuing with this, but here, Dr. Abid, how do you assume Muslim world or Muslim Ummah that professionally it is okay, or there are some flaws, or there are some still?
Well, as we were discussing a little while ago, no profession is out of context of the society. The overall norms of the society would determine the professionalism of individual professions, individuals, and collectively. As far as the Muslim countries are concerned, if you look around, the whole Muslim world, which consists of I don't know how many billion individuals, consists of 40, 50 countries. But in those countries, most of the societies are still very primitive, either ruled by some kingdoms, rulers who have been ruling for ages, as opposed to the other countries where there is a democratic society, which paves the way for industrialization, for development in the society, and with the industrialization comes the professional attitude. It is like a demand and supply situation. The more professional people are required by the industry, by the factories, by the society, by the universities, the more professional attitude would emerge, and people would try to become more professionals, as opposed to those societies where you have an autocratic system, where you have one individual running the whole organization, the whole society, or the whole country. And in those, the development of individual is really restricted. It has got an inhibitory effect on that professional skill development, and that has hampered the development of professional attitude in the whole Muslim world. Not to say about Pakistan only, but about the whole Muslim world.
It's a general problem for
It's
whole
a
Muslim
general
world.
problem. You look around and you will find kings, shahs, even the presidents which were there for since 30 years.
So you think if there is a proper intellectual guidance for Muslim Ummah, there is a hope for the better output?
Definitely. You see, the intellectual guidance, intellectual leadership is absolutely essential for the development of the society.
And it must be accepted by the societies.
Well, in both ways. The intellectuals have to realize their potential, that how can they contribute towards the development of the society, and the society would also gradually accept their role. Well, but you can go back, and we all have nostalgic memories. And if you go back to the golden days of Muslim Ummah, there were importance of Muslim intellectuals. There were scientists, there were philosophers who were the prime component of the society, not the kings, not the Khalifas.
You think these Muslim scholars have not played a vital role? That's why there is a big gap between relationship between community and intellectuals.
I'm not sure that we can say that they have not played their role. Gradually, their role has been marginalized. And we as educators or people who are involved with intellectual activities have started to lose confidence in our own ability to really make a significant impact on the society. And that is causing dual damage to the society.
Mr. Iqbal Chaudhry Sahab, how do you see Muslim Ummah? Naturally, there are so many problems, and Dr. Abid has identified some basic problems. But being a part of Pakistan, or being a part of Muslim Ummah, we see that our problems are common, and mostly Muslim scholars and Muslim youth and different parts of community, they're still in search of destination. Being a professional, how do you see?
I believe, and as my experience go, I would say in the word that the basic principle of professionalism in Islam and Islamic world almost are the same. There are some rituals which are different. Otherwise, marriage contract throughout the Islamic world and other world, it is known as a civil contract. Maintenance of wife is a common phenomenon, is regularized in all Muslim worlds. Hazanat, right of custody, is almost equal with some differentiation. Age is settled by our scholars and our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
The question in fact is that how that principle is made applicable to the society and what machinery is meant for implementation of those principles. In Europe or otherwise than the Muslims, in case of divorce, half of the property goes to the wife. But in Islam, the law enjoins that divorced wife would not be entitled for any inheritance. But at the same time, it's one own himself how he behave after divorcing a wife. Law gives us the indication that if you divorce a wife, give him whatever she wants. Here is the professionalism. It is not that you are really involved in making something special with tool. It is your insight which comes out and shows your
willingness towards your responsibility.
Yes. An advocate who is engaged for his profession, and as my senior who has taught me the law, I joined him as a pupil. He first gave me a lesson that the true professionalism for an advocate is that unless you step in the shoes of your client and feel his pain, you cannot win a case, and that makes you a true professional.
So this is not only for advocate or attorneys.
This is what
this is basically this is a principle of Islam.
I'm coming to that.
Or principle of any
coming to that.
Educated society,
yes.
civic society.
I'm coming to that. That this basic principle, in fact, then travels to the all walk of life and religion and communities and wherever they live and how they live, but it applies to them. Professionalism is something which is sacred. Engineers built one bridge. He is known for decades. Sakhar Barrage was built somewhere in 1836, and it is still going on without there being any repair. But bridges made by Pakistani, it was not with zeal, with true professionalism, and you have to face cracks and danger in those bridges.
Professionalism does not mean theory. It requires a lot of honesty, your concentration and your loyalty towards nation and responsibility. While we look at Khulafa Rashidin and see their decision-making power and how they participated in the community building, what they did, they were not only to appoint people, they were there to look after the situation, to take care of the situational change, and they were there to have their spatial control conditioning system. So it was sort of administrative engineering. So this administrative engineering would increase level of professionalism, level of honesty and relationship between those who are there working as professionals and those who are on receiving end getting benefit from there. So what I understand, that everybody, like scientists or lawyer or professors,
and a farmer even,
doctors,
is shoemaker also.
Exactly. If we don't have sufficient knowledge of professionalism and from inside a will to submit ourselves.
This is what I am telling. That in fact the professionalism starts from your own self.
Exactly.
How far you go, how you are sincere, and to what extent you go for somebody else. That will show your true professionalism. Just for example, naval divers who go into the sea, they play at their life. The soldier who knows that I am meant for to fire or to take bullet.
So, dear brothers and sisters, we are continuing with our discussion. We are going for a short break, but we would request you to kindly stay with us. We are coming back soon. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back in our program Islam in the Contemporary World, and we are discussing about Islam and professional ethics. Professor Dr. Abid Azhar, you must be enjoying today's discussion. How would you contribute? How would you put your suggestions or say something new to promote our community?
Well, whatever Barrister Chaudhry Iqbal was saying, I fully agree with him. The one word that should come into our mind is the commitment. That is where everything begins. The commitment to work, the commitment to your profession, the commitment to the society, and that is where you start. Then comes the other things. So
you think we are really sincere to the word of commitment?
I would say that not as a whole. You can say that the whole society is committed to something, but there are individuals, there are people who are committed more than the others, who have more their commitment to the society than the others. But still, there is a significant number of people who have a commitment to do something and who are committed to their cause, and they are contributing. And that is where to begin. We have the people.
A professor is committed to teach and
at least to take the classes, at least
in time,
right,
and
right.
His knowledge, or what he transforms and conveys to his students, should be updated and beneficial.
There are many things. You see, if you're talking of university level education, then
I'm talking about university, schools, colleges, anywhere.
Okay. So there are different levels. You see, when you start with the school, the objectives are different. When you move to secondary, the objectives are slightly different. When you go to intermediary level, and then the tertiary level, there are different levels of education, and every level is important. I'm not saying anything is less important or more important than the others. However, when you talk of the level starting from the school to the university, we have certain goals in mind. You have, what are you trying to do? What is the purpose of this education? What is it going to contribute to the society? What is it going to contribute to the humanity on a larger scale? So you are starting to create an individual, to promote skills of an individual to be contributory to the society up to the intermediary level, secondary level, higher secondary level, 12 years of education, and then we move to the university education. The university education is not merely taking classes. It is either adding the knowledge to the existing knowledge database that you have, or creating new knowledge. So it's not just mere taking classes. It may be true for school level, where you're trying to teach the student skills in certain language. You're trying to teach him skills in drawing something. But when we move to the university level, the purpose is slightly different. We are trying to create knowledge. We are trying to add some new knowledge to the existing knowledge base that we have. And for that, you need to go into the research. And that would add a particular dimension to the existing knowledge that you have, or create something new, or deliver something new. But the minimum level again is the commitment to teach, commitment to research, commitment to your
commitment like in every discipline,
right,
in our lives. It is
in every
it is a part of our personality.
It has to.
And if somebody or anybody who forgets the importance of commitment and will,
everything is
over and vanished.
Yes.
Mr. Chaudhry Muhammad Iqbal Sahab, professionally people say that a poor person cannot go for having justice in the society, because our attorneys, lawyers, they require a lot of money from that needy person who badly needs to live in the community, but he is asked by the professionals to pay, not only in this discipline, also in medical sciences we see for operation, for other stuff. Even some teachers, those who are teaching, they demand a lot of money, then they would teach privately. What kind of professionalism is this? Is it ethics, or it is just only selfishness or something else? How do you see this?
In my life, I wanted to become a soldier. I went twice for ISB examination for commission in Pakistan Army. But at one point of time, I felt my inside that my father, who is less educated, has been cheated twice by an advocate.
My goodness.
And that made me to join this profession.
This was a turning point.
This was a turning point. In my life, I believe I have almost 37 students gone through me. There is a requirement of law, it's a professional requirement that one entering student of law has to join a senior advocate having more than 15-year practice of High Court, eligible for taking pupillage. So almost 37 boys have gone, and out of 37, 6 are now at this moment are additional district and session judges. And one of them is my son. I have just made it a point that if a demanded fee is not paid on the only ground that, sir, I cannot pay this, I am interested only to engage you, I will not engage any other advocate. Anyhow, I'll make arrangement. At that point of time, I only ask him how much you can pay. If he says, not 1 lakh rupees, I can pay you 25, I will never return him. And in my life, I never did it.
This is professional excellence and honesty.
This I have learned from my Ustad, late Justice Naimuddin, when he was advocate. He became the judge of the High Court of Sindh. He became the Chief Justice High Court of Sindh. He became judge of Supreme Court. He became Chief Election Commissioner. But the day I have joined him, he said, all right, come tomorrow. I said, tomorrow is 14 August and it is holiday. He said, look boy, in my office, there is no holiday except Sunday. I am a professional, I am advocate. Somebody may need my assistance on 14th, I should be there.
Like a renowned scientist, throughout the world he is known because of his sincere efforts for academic world. Professor Dr. Salimuzzaman Siddiqui.
True.
I must mention and I must attribute that he was the man who used to be engaged with his research and teaching and other stuff. Even he never cared about holidays or the circumstances around him, and he was full-time devoted to his work. So if there is work, there is professionalism, honesty, and promotion of community and promotion of country.
Let me, I'm sorry to disconnect you. Once you prove that you are a true professional, automatically you will gather a lot of respect.
Yeah, this is true.
Wherever you are connected.
This is true.
As an advocate, all the judges sitting around in the High Court of Sindh and some in the Supreme Court, they knew that I will never tell lie. Or an advocate known by his profession is a true professional, he will not bring a bad case.
So this makes a great difference.
But at the same time, the society has gone deteriorated from top to bottom.
What's the reason? I must ask Dr. Abid Azhar, as Chaudhry Muhammad Iqbal Sahab has mentioned that our society is going down. Why?
There are many reasons for that. One of the reasons why we are going down so tremendously in the past 20, 30 years is because of the fact that we are in the state of war. We are in the state of war since 1979, perhaps, when the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. I'm not talking of politics, I'm talking of social change. And because of that, since we are in a state of war, we have not been able to really put our efforts in the directions that we should have been putting them into. And there has been an unstable society. And that has contributed a lot to the deterioration of various institutions, including education, the other fabric of the society. It has all been dismantled purposely, conscientiously. It is not something that has been done inadvertently.
What Muslim Ummah should do?
Well, I was talking with reference to Pakistan, but
we are talking about
all right. You said
world.
About the state of
as you know,
state,
you are in the program of Islam in the contemporary world.
State of science and education in Muslim Ummah.
Yeah.
Well, if you allow me, there is an organization which is called COMSTEC. It is the committee of the established by OIC.
Yeah.
Right. And it was supposed to be organizing, managing scientific studies in the Muslim Ummah. And would you believe that out of the 40-some countries, Pakistan contributes as much amount to that organization as the rest of the countries do. The total sum of that is less than what is contributed to Pakistan. So first thing we need to do is to have a will to do something.
Yeah.
Once you have that,
very true.
And then from there you have to look into the means how to implement that. Once you're clear in your mind that this is what we want to do, and then you look into the procedures, look into the methodology of that, and then see how it works. And then you learn with the mistakes, you try to improve that, and then you move ahead. So that is how we need to move ahead.
Mr. Chaudhry Muhammad Iqbal, you think still we need intellectual guidance for Muslim Ummah? Then we would see a true output of a Muslim education and Muslim educational behavior.
I'll take up, with all respect, a different view. As my brother has said, that we are at war. In fact, we are involved in war of convenience. The deterioration is only because of we are involved in war of convenience. Have and have not. Society has deteriorated. So if somebody don't have, he will leave everything, norms, moral, character, respect, and he will jump over. He will take shortcut. So that is a cause that we are at war of convenience. Everybody is running for becoming rich, becoming more good than the others, have more than the others, and that is the basic cause for deterioration of society all over the world, and especially in Pakistan.
We forgot our basic norms and morality.
Yes. The question is, the professionalism has gone.
No, but if you allow me.
You can differ, yeah.
No, you see, no, I'm not differing with him on this count that he has said. The stability of the society would automatically take care of this shortcut methodology. If your society is stable, if I'm confident of the fact that my child is going to progress based on his competence, I'm not going to get a shortcut for that. But if I'm looking at a society where people are being promoted, people are being engaged because of certain other reasons, anything else but the competence itself, then the people would look towards the shortcuts.
It means availability of unfair means would open up
I'm not saying unfair means. What
or
I was
some
saying,
other like hyphenated, say, opportunities. Opportunities may be used for negative and positive. So while there are some opportunities for a facilitated or privileged class, and it is not given to the real needy people, genuine people, those who have merit of that, but They have been kept away. So Islam, let me come back to the Islamic viewpoint, that Islam, and especially while Holy Prophet Muhammad established first Islamic state, welfare state of Medina, when he was proceeding towards Medina, what he did, he taught to his followers, to his companions, that there should be law of equity and equality. He started from his home, while Hazrat Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, usually we pronounce Khadija, while Holy Prophet spoke to Hazrat Khadija radiallahu ta'ala anha, he mentioned basic principles of family norms. While he is out of home, talking to everybody in Medina, we see that how Hazrat Nabi Kareem Sallallahu is dealing with Fatima, who came for justice, and how Nabi Kareem Sallallahu beautifully remarked. So justice, education, equity, equality, relationship, social norms, all these are taken as professionalism, but major thing is will. But will means how much you are sincere with your promise. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Alastu bi rabbikum, am I not your Lord? Am I not your God? So the response to this question is, surely you are our Lord, you are Allah, you are our Master. So while we take care of our promise, either spiritually or in a community individual, we will have to perform our duties. But missing thing is that we have not understood what is meant by responsibility. Why we are here. Say, I am Pakistani, you are Pakistani, everybody. Go out of Pakistan, we obey law. We follow their style of command. We always say yes, it is like. But we are away from that command. We always start might is right, and we go for our own decision and our authoritarian school of thought. This is wrong. What I wanted to talk about that. So please go ahead.
If you are out of Pakistan, you would definitely obey the traffic rule and the rules. You would be honest in the shop. You would not steal. But in Pakistan, there are opportunities, have and have not. There is a war between the people of conveniences, and they will take opportunity whenever they find. So the question is that we have lost faith in our own self.
Exactly.
We have lost professionalism. Professionalism does not come through education. An uneducated would proper more good professionally when he is going for getting passport. He would not break the queue. But a privileged person like me or you or Professor Saab, they would straight away found shortcut, and they would ask somebody, please deposit my money in the bank, give me the challan, and then he will find a way that somebody is looking for me, then he will talk to him, he will give something extra, and then his money is deposited and his passport is issued. But the professionalism which is basic in norms inside of a human being. He may be anybody, he may be Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Sikh, Isai. He may be any, but he has to be a human being first, and once you are a human being, you are true professional.
I wish.
The question is why a person who is violating a traffic signal suddenly starts to follow that. See, the answer in my mind would be that because there is a system that is being followed.
So
there is a state which is responsible. State in the real sense.
Yeah, I wish we could have continued this discussion, but time is almost over. So
just last comment that I would like to say, that the state has to consider individuals would have some professionalism or non-professionalism, whatever you call, but there are certain responsibilities of the state which it has forgotten, it has forbidden, it has not fulfilled, like the education, health, safety and security of its citizens. Look around yourself and see how much of it has been fulfilled by the state.
So-
and that would lead to so many other shortcuts that people are looking for.
Exactly, and I'm thankful to both of you, and especially Professor Dr. Abid Azhar. Thank you very much for being
you.
with us, and Mr. Chaudhry Muhammad Iqbal. I'm personally thankful to you as well that you participated and contributed your thought for the promotion of our society or Muslim Ummah. My dear brothers and sisters, I'm also thankful to you because you must be thinking what is professionalism and how Islam deals with this important issue. The question is not how professionalism should be explored or implemented in the society. The basic thing is that it starts from an individual, and an individual who is a part of Muslim Ummah should realize how to be an honest person for your family members, for the society, and for the international society. This is a major task which has been given by Quran and Sunnah. So Quran and Sunnah and the life of Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and companions of Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and after him we see the Muslim jurists who contributed a lot for the promotion of such great professionalism. Means to be submissive, to be nice with others, and respect for others. This is a basic requirement and fundamental requirement of the community, requirement of the society, requirement of an administration. Say, if we miss this, then we would not manage our crisis. The better way is to submit ourselves before Allah's will and life of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Then we would be paying respect to the community, and there would be a great achievement what we expect from our lives. Thank you very much being with us. May Allah bless all of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.